Hey everybody, Cheryl here from Healthy Living Garden to Table, and today is Taco Tuesday. Today's taco is going to be a breakfast taco. Now, just because it's breakfast taco doesn't mean you have to actually eat it at breakfast. I mean, you totally can because it's going to be amazing for breakfast. But you can do a breakfast dinner taco as well. I don't know if you eat breakfast at dinner time, but we love to do pancakes for dinner and just all kinds of things. So that's what we're doing. And what it'll consist of, it's going to be a sweet potato with some vegetables, a tomatillo salsa I'm going to teach you how to make, and eggs, of course, on a taco shell. So it's going to be a soft taco shell because I don't know if you noticed, but I really like the soft ones. They're just easier to wrap all that goodness in. So let us get started. I did do a little bit of prep work ahead of time because some of the stuff will take a little bit longer than I wanted to be recording. But it still doesn't mean it takes a whole lot of time. So let me go through some of the tomatillo I'm going to start with first. So what I did is I roasted vegetables. Come fall time, all those fresh fruits and vegetables come in, and I'm a roasting vegetable fool. I just take a big cookie sheet and line it with parchment paper, dice up all my vegetables, put it in there, salt, pepper, and a little olive oil, and you bake it at 400 degrees, depending on what it is. Now this was just a lot of softer vegetables, so it took like 20 minutes to just, go ahead and roast it up. If it was the sweet potatoes that I did that I show you, it'll take you a little longer. So what I have here is I have tomatillos, and if you've never seen a tomatillo, I did keep one whole. It comes in this papery type coating, I guess you could say. It's its own little shell, and then you just take that off, and inside is what looks like a green tomato, and it is from the tomato family. It's sticky, so especially at the top, it's really sticky. So I'll go ahead and use this. Now, I have done raw tomatillo salsa before. It tastes great. I just decided to roast all the vegetables because I like the depth of flavor. I also have garlic in here. I roasted the garlic, a jalapeno, some red bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, again, the tomatillo, some onion. I used a shallot, which I'm also going to use a little bit of the raw shallot in the tomatillo salsa as well. And we're just going to whiz it up in the food processor, and it'll be done. It's that simple. So this, again, it took maybe 15 minutes with prep time of cutting everything. I like to do a chop and drop, really easy, super simple. So I just chopped it up, put it on the baking sheet, olive oil, salt, and pepper, and baked it. So I'm going to put all these vegetables in my food processor. Try not to get it on me. There we go. Okay. And then I'm also going to add in some, I'm going to do this raw one because it really won't matter one way or another if it's raw. Oops, overboard. I just wanted you to see what it looked like when it's in its raw state, because a lot of people have never seen a tomatillo, and if they have, they're like, okay, what is that, And so I love using tomatillos for a lot of different things. I make a tomatillo chicken. I'll have to do a recipe on that one of these times too, because it tastes really good. Okay, I'm going to drop that in there. Some lime juice, so I'm going to put this on I have it over here because it's very noisy, and then it won't pick it up. It won't be picked up on the recording, so you guys aren't blasted. So I'm doing lime juice in there. Again, you can totally do lemon juice. It's your choice, whatever you have on hand or whatever you grab at the market looks good. I was really excited about these limes because there's, a lot of times, I've said it before, that limes can be kind of hard, and you have to run them like through, some people run it in a microwave to heat it up to get all the juice out of it. I don't own a microwave, and so I like to make sure I get the best, juiciest that I can find. Okay. And this tomatillo salsa will be good on regular tacos. You can have it you can actually even use it as a salad dressing if you wanted to. Okay, so about that much lime juice, a couple tablespoons. Okay, and then I'm going to put in cilantro. You all know how I love my cilantro in my salsas. Again, if you're not team cilantro, don't put it in. Some people like it, some people don't. I happen to love cilantro, so I'm going to put a good handful in. About a good handful. Okay. And we're going to just give that a quick whiz. Now it's still a little bit chunky. You can see there, it's a little bit chunky. Let me put it up real close. You can see it's a little bit chunky still, which is totally fine. You can do it as smooth as you want to. That looks really good. Okay. Now the one thing I did not do, and I probably should have done before I dumped it all in there, was do salt and pepper. Make sure your seasonings are good. Let's see if I don't make a mess here. Okay. Oh, that just looks so pretty. Make sure you can see that. That's good. That's really good. Okay, so I did put a jalapeno in there. Let me see if you can see that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so I put a jalapeno in there. I took all the seeds and all the membrane out so that it's not making it really, really hot, because we like ours about a medium heat, not too hot. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to start my vegetables cooking. While we have the vegetables in here, I'm also going to do the other half of this pepper that was in the tomatillo salsa. So I'm going to do some of that. And what I like to do is I like to thinly slice my peppers, and I'll put another onion as well into the pan, and that kind of heats the pan up so it's really screaming hot. So when you put your eggs in it, it doesn't stick to the pan. So the hotter the pan, the better. Okay. You want to give it a really good thin chop. It's one thing about roasting vegetables. I will always eat roasted vegetables. I have no worries about even letting it try to go waste. I love them. Okay. So I got that on a medium heat. Oh, knock it down a little bit. Okay, I'm waiting for that to get a little bit hotter. Where'd my other onion go? There you go. And then I'm going to give this onion a quick chop. And I'm using red onions. They are my favorite. I do like a red onion compared to the white onion. Whatever you prefer is fine, but they're a little sweeter. Like that's good. Now you never want to add your oil while you're heating the pan. You want to make sure you add your pan and then add your oil, because you don't want your oil popping everywhere and spattering everywhere. You want to make sure that the pan is hot first. You add the oil, and then you can add your vegetables right away, and that'll make it where it heats up well. You don't need to wear the oil, do you? they go. So you could just use any kind of vegetables that you like. You don't have to use peppers if you don't like peppers. Green peppers would be really good in this as well. Whatever you grab, whatever's in season and what you have. Okay, let's get rocking on these eggs. Now, I usually do 2 per person, so we're going to do 4 because it's me and my honey eating tonight. My husband is excited that we're having breakfast for dinner. One of our favorites that we do. Okay. Let's give it a quick toss. Alright. Now while those are tossing, I'm going to show you what I did with these sweet potatoes. So I diced the sweet potatoes really, 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 really tiny pieces. Put them on a cookie sheet. Put olive oil, sprinkled with olive oil. I also used a little bit of smoked paprika. When you're doing the spices, you have to make sure you're cautioning on spice side so that you know that you can add it, but you can't take it away. I did some chili powder. And then I did a little bit of this. It's a chili lime seasoning blend. It's from Trader Joe's. I absolutely love it. It just gives that little bit hint of a lime flavor to it that it just tastes really, really good. Anyway, so I diced it. I sprinkled that on there, and then I baked these off, and I roasted these off for, because I did it really tiny, for one, I wanted to be able to be tinier in the taco shell so you don't have these big, big pieces. You want to make sure you dice them pretty fine. But then again, it cooks quicker, so it was like probably 10, 20 minutes. Or 20 minutes, not 10. It was 20 minutes, and I did it in the air fryer on roast. You could totally do it in the oven. I had my other vegetables roasting in the oven, so I went ahead and just did it that way. I had two things going on at the same time. Another thing I'm going to put on there is going to be my avocado. I love my avocado. Something creamy that's going to be on there. Again, if you just slice it down the middle, and then you just take your knife onto the seed, and you just give it a quick whack, and then you turn it, and it comes right out. Super, super easy. And then I'm going to make some slices down the middle here, like that, so that they're individual slices. And then you can just scoop it out with a spoon when you're ready. Okay? See how these are coming along. I want these to have a little bit of still of a crunch. I don't like wilty vegetables in my food all the time, but the onions, I do want them done well. So, because I don't like biting it down into a raw onion. Alright, these look pretty much like they're done. Okay. Now this pan is screaming hot, which is perfect. It's exactly what you want for your eggs, is a screaming hot pan. I'm going to just put a little bit more olive oil in there. You can use any kind of oil if you want to use coconut oil. You can use Grapeseed oil is actually a really great smoke point, and I forgot I have some. I was going to grab it, and I forgot. But it gives a great smoke point for it. So let's do that. Okay, make sure the oil is everywhere so it's not sticking anywhere. And you hear that? That's what you want. You want that sizzle so that it makes sure it doesn't stick to the pan. It's cooking evenly. This is looking amazing. Let me get my tortilla while that's cooking. So I'm doing corn tortillas today. They're little ones, but I figure they're kind of hand size. And you can put anything in these you want. If you want to do I didn't want to do a lot of times I'll do a crunch of some cabbage and things like that. I didn't feel like doing that today, so this is not something I wanted to do. The other thing you can do is you can heat these up in the oven so that they're warm, or you can actually even put them, I like to put them on the fire over here really quickly. Cilantro overboard. You can put it on the heat like this, and it gives it just a little bit of a char. You just have to watch it. Let me see if get my tongs so that I make sure I don't burn it. There we go. Okay, let's see how this is doing. Oh, it's doing good. It's ready to move it around. Okay. It's a little browner than I wanted it. I like fluffy eggs, but it's not sticking. I have a thing about that. Let's turn it over. Okay, we'll turn this off because it'll finish cooking right in the pan. You don't want tough eggs. Let's do one. It doesn't cook there with. Start a fire here, right? There we go. Just a little bit brown on one side is all I'm looking for. Being a little more careful watching it. There you go. That's good. You ever have that? You ever have the corn tortillas and they just taste a little raw to you? I feel like that's how it is, and that's why I like to heat it up. So we're gonna take a little of our peppers and onion mix. Okay, and then we're gonna do a little bit of our eggs here. I think that's probably enough for 2 servings per person. So I'm just gonna do some eggs. Maybe more. Okay, then I'm going to do a little bit of the sweet potato, a little bit of this tomatillo salsa. I'm super excited about this, guys. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Whoop, sorry. Isn't that beautiful? It looks amazing. Okay, let's see if, oh, let me put a little of this avocado in here. Isn't that pretty? Love it. Okay, so let's give it a try here. Oof. I always make them so stuffed big, don't I? And it just seems like I only put a little bit of everything. Okay, here we go. Going in. The brightness from the salsa is really, really, really great. And the brightness from the vegetables, so it's not so, you know, they're not soggy vegetables, so the whole thing's not a soggy mess. A little bit of heat. This is amazing. I would do this for breakfast. I would do it for dinner. whatever you do, breakfast tacos with tomatillo salsa, sorry about that, are amazing. I hope you try this. If you like this content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you next Tuesday on Taco Tuesday.